GTM Podcast Porisat The Cannibal EP17. Hello everyone. We hope you are enjoying GTM Podcast Porisat The Cannibal and learning Buddhist wisdom. Since this story is about the Buddha's past life, the characters' names and culture may be unfamiliar to some, but the story and its lesson are well worth your time. If you have not watched the previous episode yet, we suggest for you to go watch and review that so that way you can enjoy the story so far. Let us continue. In the last episode, Porisat accused King Suttasoma of not knowing the royal code principle, because though the king was released, he returned to be sacrificed. To this, King Suttasoma replied, "I know the royal code principle, but I do not hold this code when it conflicts with the Dhamma of the wise man. The ones who have followed this principle suffer in hell." Realizing that Porisat still had doubts, he continued, "Porisat, my friend, the one who practiced the royal code principle in the way that you describe is clever in saving his own life, but protecting yourself without realizing the truth of your words and action is considered selfish. If I follow the royal code principle to save my own life, upon death I would be banished to hell because of the dishonesty of my words. One who tells lies to hold on to such a principle will be reborn in an unhappy realm." Porisat laughed robustly and said, "Having the riches of palace, land, fine foods, the greatest animals, and all of the beautiful women in the kingdom, why would you reject these pleasures just to keep your word? Don't you see that the possession of these things will have a great impact on you?" King Suttasoma answered, "Of all the delicious tastes in this world, the taste of truth is the best. If there is no truth, how can any taste be delicious? One who maintains the truth can overcome aging and death and reach nirvana. I have seen the results of being truthful, and that is the reason why I have kept my word and came back to you." Porisat, still in doubt, asked, "Aren't you afraid of death?" King Suttasoma replied, "I have helped my relatives, donate to charity and support many ascetics. As king, I have offered many merits. Why should I, who dwells in Dhamma, fear death? I am ready to die." Finally, the king said, "Porisat, you are not worthy of listening to the Dhamma." Hearing these words, Porisat became respectful and eager to listen. He said, "Your Majesty, you are a wise man. Normally, when people listen to the Dhamma, they learn about the law of karma and refrain from performing bad deeds. But when I listen, my mind will enjoy the teachings. Please explain the Dhamma to me." King Suttasoma knew that Porisat's mind became calm as he enthusiastically requested to listen to the Dhamma. The king told Porisat to listen with respect and began to explain the Dhamma as he has heard from Brahmin Nanda. Teaching number 1. When associating with the wise, even once will protect you for the rest of your life. However, associating with fools will fail to protect you. Teaching number 2. If you associate with the wise one, follow them closely. Anyone who learns the virtues of a wise one will realize prosperity and never know decay. Teaching number 3. Even a royal chariot that is beautifully decorated, will eventually deteriorate and decay. In the same way, the body ultimately decays and dies. However, the virtue of the wise one never weakens or decays. They know of nirvana. Teaching number 4. The earth and sky are far apart. The two sides of the oceans are far apart, but neither are as wide as the behavior of the nobles and that of fools. Porisat listened intently to the teachings and understood their wisdom. He thought, King Suttasoma explained the context of the Dhamma as beautifully as if the omniscient Buddha expressed it himself. Porisat sensed joy as his mind became gentle and respectful to His Majesty, King Suttasoma, whom he now regarded as his father. It was the power of the Dhamma that altered the mind of the cannibal from vicious to serene. It cleared his pride and dissolved the sediment in his character. The power of the teachings extinguished the flames that burned within him, and changed the darkness into light, and malice into calm. These transformations demonstrate how the power of the Dhamma can ease pain and solve problems. Porisat exclaims, My friend, these teachings are so valuable, and your speech is more beautiful than any that I have ever witnessed. I am filled with joy and happiness. Even though there is no treasure worth enough to honor you, please accept 4 wishes as token of my gratitude. If your Majesty wishes anything, just tell me and they will be granted. The king replied, Porisat, my friend, you have never experienced death or worry about heaven or hell. You lead an immoral life. How can you grant my wishes? If I tell you my wishes, can I trust that you will not change your mind? Everything is in your hands. Porisat insisted. Whoever grants wishes to another and later change his mind should not be offering wishes. My friend, please believe in me. I will gladly offer my life to you. King Suttasoma now accepted that Porisat had sincere in his intentions and would not change his mind and revoke his wishes. However, he also knew that if he asked Porisat to stop eating human flesh on the first wish, he would have difficulty accepting it. So he made his first request simple. My friend, both of us are equal in prestige. The wise man is equal to the wise man. My first wish is that you may live a long life. When Porisat heard the first wish, he was overwhelmed with respect and appreciated that King Suttasoma acknowledged him equally and that he was concerned about his health. He admired the king and replied, It is kind of you, my friend Suttasoma, to care about me. May your blessing be fulfilled. For his second wish, King Suttasoma said, May you refrain from eating all of the kings and rulers that you have abducted. I can also give you this blessing. Porisat quickly replied, I will refrain from eating all the kings and rulers that I have abducted. For my third wish, I ask you to release all the kings and rulers that you have abducted and let them go safely back to their kingdoms. This is a small matter. I can grant it to you. Please do not worry, my friend. Porisat replied. Only one wish remained, and King Suttasoma became noticeably quiet. His silence made Porisat uncomfortable because he knew the fourth wish but was afraid to hear it. Finally, King Suttasoma spoke. Porisat, your kingdom, Kasi, is now empty because the people have left their homes, escaping to other cities. They are afraid of the cannibal. My final wish is that you stop eating human flesh. This last wish was like a sharp sword piercing deeply through Porisat's heart. Will Porisat grant his last wish? If he does, will it mean he offers his life to King Suttasoma? We will find out in the next episode of Porisat The Cannibal. If you are enjoying this program, like and share and subscribe to this podcast. Until next time.